Bullish AMP cost forecasts range somewhere in the range of $0.006612 and $0.012490 by 2030. Market examiners accept AMP could reach $0.005143 by 2025. Bearish AMP market cost expectation for 2023 is $0.001176. AMP acquaintance clients have become acclimated with paying expeditiously and the independence from worry over security while making buys. This is somewhat more trying for blockchains. In any case, AMP is utilizing collateralization through its AMP token to ensure that network clients will not need to pick either speed and security. Despite the fact that the security token was just presented toward the finish of 2020, it has gained incredible headway. The organization is now being utilized by north of 40,000 areas, and its digital money is beginning to build up forward movement. Might we at any point conjecture the cost of AMPs, and is the token a method for installment later on? What is AMP? In the space of cryptography, there is banter about whether to put security or speed first. To guarantee the well-being of each and every exchange, security is required, however speed is fundamental for the inescapable reception of a blockchain. Collateralization is AMP's solution to this issue. Clients can wager digital money with every exchange to guarantee that it will finish. The maker of Fleexa organization, Tyler Spalding, likewise established AMP. It is developed on the Fleexa organization and records two main roles. While people can involve AMP for secure and prompt exchanges from their own resources, consolidating Fleexa with AMP is workable for dealers to ensure that installments are paid continuously. AMP specialized investigation specialized examination shows that since its send-off, the AMP cost has moved generally high and low. The coin's process started at $0.0095 and as indicated by authentic records, it kept up with this cost for a considerable length of time. Afterward, it showed an unexpected increment and crossed $0.039. It then, at that point, continued with moderate exchanging after that. AMP arrived at a record high of $0.1211, notwithstanding, following that, the coin had a precarious downfall and retested around $0.039. AMP, major examination AMP's white paper, contends that it fills in as a vehicle for gathering esteem while matching the impetuses of all members in disseminated tokenized monetary organizations. This is finished by joining a non-inflationary impetus dispersion with positive input circles of rising spending capacity. Fundamental monetary models are created to show that AMP proceeds as low instability security, with its worth becoming simply because of the utility it offers. By empowering decentralized proprietorship and support in monetary organizations, applications based on AMP can become significant degrees more expense-effective than existing frameworks and assist with disposing of the staggering extra weight loss of conventional social and monetary designs for monetary exchanges. The archive proceeds. AMP is as of now worth $0.001469 United States dollars. AMP has moved 1.45% as of now with an exchanging volume of $7,171,288. AMP is as of now positioned 320 among all cryptographic forms of money, with a market capitalization of $60,777,220 United States dollars. Using the general strength file, RSI, moving weighted normal, MWA, Williams fractal, and moving normal union uniqueness, MACD, from the diagram above, we can decide cost designs for AMP, to conclude whether having a bullish or negative year is going. Our cost expectation gauges utilize constant AMP market information, and all information is refreshed live on our site. This permits us to give dynamic cost expectations in view of current market action. AMP value forecast 2023 AMP, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astounding digital forms of money to rise this year. AMP. The AMP cost figure for 2023 expects a critical expansion in the year's final part, conceivably coming to $0.002204. Likewise with other digital forms of money, the ascent will be continuous, however no significant drops are normal. Averaging $0.002057 in cost is very aggressive, however it is plausible soon given expected coordinated efforts and progressions. AMP is supposed to have a base worth of $0.001763. AMP value expectation 2024 out of 2024, AMP cost expectation has a lot of space for development. Because of the expected declarations of various new organizations and drives, we guess that the cost of AMP will before long outperform $0.003673. Nonetheless, we ought to hold back to check whether the AMP's overall strength list emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market unpredictability, AMP will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $0.002939 and a typical exchanging cost of $0.003233. AMP value forecast 2025. Assuming the vertical pattern go on until 2025, it could reach $0.005143 and AMP might benefit. In the event that the market encounters a downfall, the objective may not be met. AMP is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of $0.004702 and a low of $0.004408 in 2025. AMP value expectation 2026. Assuming AMP effectively supports market opinion among cryptographic money lovers, the AMP coin cost could stay stable for the following 5 years. As per our projections, AMP will be green in 2026. The AMP is supposed to reach and outperform its unequaled high in 2026. In 2026, the virtual money will be valued at $0.006612 with a base cost of $0.005878 and a typical cost of $0.006171. AMP value expectation 2027. After some broad determining and specialized investigation, we gauge the AMP cost is supposed to cross a normal value level of $0.007641 by 2027, with a base cost of $0.007347 anticipated before the year's end. Moreover, AMP has a most extreme value worth of $0.008082. AMP value expectation 2028. Because representing things to come organizations that are supposed to occur by 2028, we are expecting that a bullish pattern will keep carrying the typical cost to around $0.009110. On the off chance that AMP figures out how to break the safe level in 2028, we could see a most extreme cost of $0.009551. Neglecting to accumulate the help AMP needs by 2028 could bring about a low of $0.008816. AMP value forecast 2029. While AMP is endeavoring towards interoperability between organizations to rush cooperation, the bullish pattern from the earlier year is supposed to proceed. So the base exchange cost has been set at $0.010286 and a yearly cost close above $0.011020 in 2029. AMP value forecast 2030. By 2030, AMP will at long last outperform its past ATH values and record new cost levels. The base cost could be $0.011755 and possibly arrive at a most extreme value worth of $0.012490, averaging out at $0.0120.